Hola, buenos dias. Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'd like to thank all the subscribers and viewers and everybody that's been watching my channel, all the new viewers. It's great to know that we're having this full collaboration through its meditation methods, and meditations are going high winds right now, and everything through its northern, western, southern, and eastern hemispheres. So basically, I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's meditating, cleansing out your chakra formations on a day-to-day basis. Hi, Amanda. How you doing? So everything is going exceptionally well. I had a huge upgrade last night, and I drew out a diagram. I'll show you that in a bit. But right now, I just want to let everybody know what's happening through the matrix and its grid systems. It's changing everything through its allocations and everything through its shapes and everything through its activation of its frequencies through the harmonic systems. So it's going through dimensions, and it's teleportation through telecommunication and everything through its transference. Transference is deportation of anomalies, anything through its galaxy systems, anything that's a virus. Okay, so we deplete that system and we energetic system, and we take all those viruses and we put them out into space continuum, so they no longer exist. So basically, we're upgrading the body and ego systems 3 times fold. So that's why there's a lot going on right now in the matrix and its systems, because we're changing activation codes and everything through its frequency levels. Hey, Light Being, how you doing? So other than that, I just want to see how everybody's doing as far as all the videos that I've been giving to you on the illustrations and all the diagrams. Has everybody been following that? Have they been writing down their energy cycles through their body and ego systems? Have they done any full collaboration with partnership, with higher intelligence? Have you guys used your voicing grids for communication devices? Have you got connected with your pyramids and your activation codes? Have you used your energy cycles and understanding your energy fields, so you can communicate in all wave and signals through everybody else's energy fields? And it's very important to know these things. And that's why I'm high rising right now through the matrix and the grid systems. But the hydraulic systems is high rising through the magnetic fields, and everything through its teleportation is going through its electronic interference. And the electronic interference is high rising on so many different, let's just say, spaceships. Okay. Ground formating through its gravitation and everything through its hydraulic systems. So everything is going extremely fast through dimensional realms. Now, this seismic graphing, web graphing structure of an illustration is basically it's a dimensional realm of an energy source through an upgraded source through the body and ego source. And it has electronic fields and also has electronic kinetic energy balls. Plus, it also has ground formations where it has its own squares. And those squares are through different dimensions of its point systems. And everything through its activation, okay, is teleportation. And that's how we go through another dimension to another dimension. And everything through its calculation. So it's powerful stuff that's happening in the Space Odyssey systems. So there's a lot of force that's going on right now through its cycles. And I've had a huge upgrade through my body systems. So it's going through the northern and western, eastern, southern hemispheres. So it's split to 4 dividing divisions. We have 20,000 now galactic higher cells protecting its energy grids of the galactic dimensional Earth. So it is high rise, but we still have to find that activation code. And that activation code is extremely hard because it's changing its shape through its vibration and its movements. So it's a shape that I can't even explain, because everything is line divide through its subdividing. And once we get that, we can plot it to the galactic dimensional Earth, to its allocation, to its location of its parallel. So other than that, how's everybody else doing? Are you guys forming nicely with your body systems? Have you been drawing out your diagrams through your energy fields, through your energy cycles, everything through your energy waves? Are you getting a rundown of what's going on through your inputs and outputs? Are you guys understanding the matrix and the grid systems through the systematical system? So, well, you guys get back to me whenever you can, but it's great to see you guys, It's great to put these videos up because they get a lot more intense. And the reason why they get more intense is things are getting more complicated now, because the matrix is doing its own DNA structure through its virtual reality, and the reality is waking up. Okay, the virtual reality, and the galactic dimensional Earth 5D is its virtual reality. So there's a lot going on in the system, especially in space continuum, because all the alien nations and formations are coming together through its alliance, and everything through its electronic interference is changing its shapes through its crop circles, and everything through its ground formations. So the shapes are getting harder, the code frequencies are getting harder, and everything through its matrix and its grid systems is changing its brain frequencies and everything through its open frequencies. So the hydraulic systems through the mind and the capacitors of the scepters are going through its own location right now, through its cycling through its divisional lines, and everything through its circuitry of its divisions. So, like I said, it's high winding, and it's going through incredible force. So today it is more of an acceptance. Try to understand that your body system is changing through its DNA structure on a day-to-day basis. The more everybody understands that, the more they get a better idea of what's happening with their systems. Because everybody goes through emotions. Everybody has that. We have to go through these things so everybody gets a true understanding about what's happening with your space systems. Okay? Now, my technical device through its mind frequencies is opening through its calibrations, and the calibrations is going through its circuitry of its electrical systems. And the electrical systems are changing everything through the mind and the brain of the matrix. The grids are so important because it's all communication line through radio signals. Okay? So try to grasp everything that's going around, everything through space continuum, solar systems, and intelligence. Because the intelligence is high rising right now through so many levels of vibrations. And it's never ending. There's questions about how far does it go? It's nonstop. It just keeps going and going and going. And that's what I mean by mastering levels. Once you get up to that high division of everything through its cycles, you can understand your body systems a lot better through your ecosystems. Yeah, I've been feeling that too, Amanda. I've been feeling that too. Yeah. My body's going through a lot of transformation and manifestation. I'm losing more of the human vessel every day. So, and that dimensional is taking it on its shape, and that shape is activating through the matrix and the systems. So I'm becoming the matrix system. Hey, Eric, how you doing? Yeah, knowing their own energies, therefore, can I recognize other energies? Well, that's great. So you're uprising your cycles. That's good. Yeah, you're going through circulation through rotation through the brain right now. So I hope everybody's doing well. Every day is going to be like that. And it has to, because everything through space continuum and everything through its virtual reality is going through a tremendous force of cycle divisions, and everything through its cycles is energy. And that energy is going into our body and ecosystems. Like I said, and I keep saying this to everybody because try to either understand what the mind and the brain is and what it's trying to do on a day-to-day basis and how it brings you forward and how you get intelligence through knowledge and true acceptance of who you are becoming. So it's a long process, but once you get there, it's fantastic. The energy, the power, the force, but when you're in space continuum through the galactic system, the energy core, you're commanding force, right? And everything around it is, your leadership of your own body system through its ecosystem. So it has huge connection waves through all planets and intelligence and solar systems. So. Elena, how you doing? Welcome to my YouTube channel. There's a lot of information that you missed, so try to keep up. Talk to Amanda, talk to Eric. They're very informative. They're in the community of the galactic system, so they understand what's going on through its cycles, through your energy fields, and everything around your body systems. So, but it's great to see you, and welcome. So, like I said, we're going on this continuous force right now, and we have to subside everything around its energy field. It's very important that you know your energy fields, because that's how you get to know everybody else through its atmospheres. Once you understand the energy fields around people, you understand their vibration, and it's all communication. And communication is everything, okay? Communication is everything. Okay? Communication. I like doing that because it's electronic interference, and it goes a lot faster because my upgrading system is going through the body systems and through the mind and the brain frequencies of the hydraulic systems and everything through its connection wires of their circuitry systems. So, like I said, anything that you missed, and then you can watch back. There's a lot that's going on right now through the systems. So we're trying to get connection waves in our northern, western, eastern, southern hemispheres, and how we're using our flying mechanisms and allocating locations of dimensions of vibrations and understanding, a true understanding of the matrix and its systems and what it is doing to all of us. Because space continuum volumes on so many different vibrations, and that intelligence, it doesn't stay in one location. It moves up to another solar surface, and that energy surface not only becomes its solar energy surface, but it also has its own collaboration through partnership of all intelligence and planets and solar systems. So the mastering is everything to the body and ecosystems. And like I say again and again, try to understand the higher self inside and out. That's very, very important to know these things. Because the matrix has so many different dimensions, of vibrations. That's where you go into portals and activations. I've already showed you through the plasmesium force and how you can go through its traveling mechanisms and how you can allocate different locations through a wormhole, okay? So this electronic interference is a defense. And it's a picture that I drew last night. A picture that I drew this morning, okay? This is the information that goes into me, okay? Now, what I mean by upgrading system is going through teleportation. And teleportation is communication of telecommunication, okay? So you have to understand everything through the mind and the brain of its telekinesis. So I want to show everybody what it is, okay? This is it. This is what it is, okay? This is a drawing mechanism, okay, of electronic interference. It's two-dimensional round split through its electronic side winding divisions, okay? This is it kind of looks like a checkerboard, right? But these are all point systems of different dimensions, okay? But they have the same pattern. One's red and one's blue. You have electronic interference of its wall, its graphene wall, and then you have the ceiling above. Everything's electronic interference, right? Now this is the teleportation. This is the hydraulics, electricity. Okay, so it's two dimensions split into one dividing. Okay, and you get the floor mechanisms. Okay, and the ceiling. So that's what it looks like. Okay, so everybody gets an understanding how it is when you draw things out. And this is what happens when you see something like this. Okay. These are the things that I go through the matrix. This is the matrix grid system, but it's an energy system where it has its own teleportation. Okay. Through one dimension to the next. Okay. So pretty wild, eh? But that's what it is. That's what I mean. It's fascinating to see stuff like that, you know, because the things that happen with its energy, it goes into your system, and not only that, you understand everything through the body system, and the ego system. All it does is you uses its upgrades and through its downloads. Okay, and those uplinks are coming from, you know, from space continuum and those energy pods, probing mechanisms, because everything is communication. So it's understanding that this is teleportation. Okay, from one to the next. Okay. Now these are sign winding divisional levels. Okay, these are cross-referencing. Okay, like I said, everything is done by string theory. And that's what it looks like in the matrix through the virtual reality. So it's pretty amazing when you have things like that, and you know, you just set your limitations and it just becomes way beyond its systems, and everything through its location has a different dividing level through the subdividing level. That's where you have to understand mass, calculation, modification, calibration, everything through the mind of the brain frequencies of its telekinesis. Okay? So everything's hydraulic, everything's communication through its circuitry systems. And the matrix systems is going through its platitudes, right? Yeah, I'm glad you understand that, because that's what it is, you know? That's exactly what it is, okay? And this is extremely real. Once your mind and brain opens to the dream awakening and you know exactly who you are through your planetation, through the planet's solar system of its vibration through the harmonic system, these are the things that you go through, okay? This is all activation. This is understanding everything through its dimensional realms. Everything has a point center, okay? Now this is a graphing ground formation, okay? Electronic interference, it has to have protection grids, web graphing system, and this is the teleportation. How you can sine wind from a new dimension to another dimension. See? Does anybody watch Star Trek? You know, with Captain Kirk, you know, that energy pod they go on? That energy pod has a solar surface above and solar surface below through its ground formations and its electronic interference. Well, everything through its calculation, they were using pixels and they were disintegrating, right? And they were going from one platitude to another platitude of another planet system. Okay, that's what I mean by teleportation. So if you watch Star Trek and they disappear, right, they use the computer mechanism and they transport to another plantation of a solar system. Okay? That's what this is. Okay? That's what that is. And it also has communication waves, and it's extremely powerful because you can go north wind, you can go south wind. Okay? And you set those allocations through its locations through the galactic higher self. Okay? And the galactic higher self uses its location grid to know exactly where it's going to go to its plantation because it can go into another solar system. So these energy devices right here, okay, so the green, okay, those are energy devices, okay? Now, what happens is the galactic higher self activates everything through its center. Everything is point center, okay? Now, what happens is it uses its audio grids, its perception through its dimensional sights, okay, and its voicing grids for communication of radio signals. And it transports that galactic higher self to that dimension of its parallel through the point centers of its ground formations. Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. So, how would you look like if you were to draw yourself in the drawing? That's an interesting question. But like I said, everything's a mystery. I keep that. I don't relieve my self-identity. Everything is a purpose, and there's reasons for that. So I just keep everything out through a space continuum and its ground formations and everything through its atmosphere, space continuum, and everything through its matrix grids and its galactic system and the energy core. But when it comes to self-identity, we keep that a mystery. We keep that a secret. Okay? So can electrical interference and interdimensional interference, for that matter, at a large capacity can influence geomagnetic storms? Anything through a geomagnetic storm is its connection waves, understanding its electronic interference through its cloud formations, because it changes its shapes through its anomalies, and those anomalies change through the galaxy systems. Okay, so everything is interference. Okay, you have to understand that when it's in the matrix, everything's in the matrix. Everything. Now it's understanding everything through its line and subdividing divisions. So the interdimensional interference, okay, can, yes, it has a large capacity of influence of geometric storms, but it only creates its own self-communication. So what I mean by that is that the storm itself sets its limitations and how force winds it's going to be through its cloud formations and its electronic interference. Okay? Because once you're dealing with the matrix, it's way beyond its systems. Okay? Way beyond its weather patterns, way beyond its interference, way beyond its calculation, modification, everything through its calibration. And don't forget its mass and everything through its volumes and its winds. Okay? Because everything is northern, western, southern, and eastern hemispheres. So, but that was a very good, interesting question, Amanda. Pretty fascinating question. That's what I like. I like questions that are really interesting. Reflection. I was communicating with the cloud yesterday. I asked a portion to separate and shift sideways. I saw white translucent orbs formed into a grid as it shifted. Wow. So you communicate with electronic interference of cloud formations through the matrix and the grid systems of coloration. So your perception were sidewinding its divisional levels. So you're getting connected with its atmospheres. Those white translucent orbs are plasmesium force systems. So yeah, you got formulated with the matrix. That's pretty powerful stuff. So you're high rising your divisional levels through your body and ego systems through its upgrades. So that's great. So you're going through higher intelligence on reflection. Good for you. That's great stuff. But has anybody drawn anything out yet, like with your energies? You're giving me questions, but are you understanding what's happening? Because you're always asking me questions. You're like, reflection was communicating with clouds yesterday. Do you know what that means? I just gave you the answer. That's what I mean by mastering. If you guys want to go up to a higher divisional level of its vibration through the harmonic systems, you have to master your questions, right? So, because the solar connected energy force systems is high rising everything through its harmonic systems. But it's good that you're getting communication with that now, reflection, and you're starting to understand your traveling mechanisms through your higher self. So that's good. That's really good. So we're getting pretty close to the weekend, and my upgrades are going so high right now. Okay, so you drew out the cloud and described what happened. Okay, so that's a good start. That's a good start. And every time you draw something out, you become a lot more smarter through intelligence of knowledge. Because if you can understand what this is, right? If I show you a picture and don't describe what it is, what does that say to the body and ego systems of its mind and its brain frequencies? It doesn't say a lot, does it? It just say, hey guys, look what I drew last night. I don't know what it means, but it means something. That's what I mean by mastering. That's what I mean having commanding force. That's what I mean by having connection. Having force within and force without through its force recognition, through the inner and outer child. Because believe it or not, kids love to draw. Okay, they love to draw. They draw their superheroes. They draw pictures of families of, their loved ones. They got a huge, huge open concept of an imagination. And that's what you guys have to do, and ladies. You have to open the mind, okay? Really, really open the mind and visualize what's going around you. Because you're awake and you're seeing space. You're in the galactic. Draw it out, right? And then try to describe it to somebody that's interested in these things. It's better to get somebody that understands what's going on through the system. Because if you tell somebody, they're not going to know, what is this, And they'll say, well, where'd you get that from, right? They won't know unless they meditate, right? And every time you meditate, you upgrade your systems. So that's why it's very important to understand what you draw. You know exactly what to describe to its community of its humanity. So but other than that, light being, what's new with you? Have you what have you worked on lately? Are you going through your communication devices, through your body systems? Are you upgrading your systems? Are you understanding your energy cycles, your energy fields? You know, I say these things over and over and over because it's just a review, okay? Everything has to be a review, so you get a better understanding, okay? Because each video, there's a lot of similarities, but there's always upgrades. And those downloads are going through its uplinks, right? So you're learning something new every day. It's just trying to grasp and understand it, of what's going on through the systems of the galactic energy core, of the matrix and the grid systems. So, but like I said, you know, we're coming into the weekend, and that's what I like. I like, you know, when it comes from Wednesday to Friday, because I know Friday's coming sooner. And, you know, some days you just like to relax, and you feel more content with yourself because you're just finished work and you're just going to relax on the weekend, maybe go out, do something. But to make yourself feel better, you want to meditate, right? And put those positive thoughts in there through its mastering. And your upgrading systems will feel a lot better through your body and ego systems. So, but I've done a lot of illustrations, and I've told you everything that's going on through the system, and you can get a better view of everything because everybody's perception changes on a day-to-day basis through their energy fields, through their energy cycles. Okay, and your systematical system is changing through the mind and the brain frequencies. So those circuitry levels are either low rising, middle, or high rising. Okay. So you have to understand your equilibrium of your balance through your soul recognition. Right? That's how you get the visualization of the realization of pixelization. Okay. So, and there should be no thought process when you draw things out. You should know exactly what's going on because everything's a story. Like I said before, it's like a movie. You're telegraphing a movie through a radio signal of its communication ways, of its patterns. See? Patterns. I love showing this. These are patterns, right? Point centers, dimensional rounds, set divisional levels. Okay? Through the graphing of the ceiling and everything that goes around through its electronic interference. Okay? Through the teleportation, through another dimension, sidewinding, north wind or south wind. Okay? But the galactic higher self does all the work. That's how it communicates with its electronic interference and its communication ways through the harmonic systems. Okay? Because everything's done by string theory. And it becomes a location grid. I also said that too in my videos. Because everything is a traveling mechanism and everything trying to understand. If you come across an hydraulic system, okay, now this is just a basic, easy activation code where it's through its wall graphing system. A wall graphing system is through its electronic defense system, okay? Everything has a defense system. You have to understand everything through its activation, okay? And that's where you use the hand, right? Use the hand. These are communication lines. Okay, you have to understand everything through its communication lines because yes, it's a hand, but everything through its inner and outer force is its center. Okay, and that's how it activates. That's how it communicates with its communication lines through all radio signals, planets, intelligence, and solar systems. So. Light being 2 weeks ago, healed my inner child trauma, which was the source of many limiting beliefs. Now I am working on those leftover layers of programs. Great. So you're diffusing your mechanisms and taking everything you don't want and reprogramming in your brain and everything that you do want through its upgrading systems. That's great. Good for you, Light Being. That's what I mean. You guys are getting more understanding of everything through what's happening through your energetic systems, because everything's energy. So, but I think everybody's getting more formulated. But like I say again and again, try to understand how to draw. If you don't know how to draw, okay, that's fine. If you can't draw, try to visualize it. Like really try to visualize it. Like really open the mind through the visualization. Like we started with activations of shapes and how to put activation vibrations around it and move it and change the shape, right? And put it in a dimension through its allocation of a new vibration. So to another dimension. Okay, we've already done that. We've gone way past that. So it's all about the mind and the brain, how everything is connected through the visualization of its realization. Okay? So just picture something in your mind and try to understand how the DNA structure is made. Okay? Because everything rotates under circulation and rotation. Okay? Everything has a center point. Everything has height and everything has width. Okay? And everything has mass. Now, if you get that, you get a better understanding how things are evolved through its energy of its electricity. Okay? Because everything can be magnetic. Everything can be volume through a shape. It could be, everything through its calculation, understanding, from here and there, how far is it going to be? And then you got to worry about subdividing and line dividing. And everything has to line through its graphing system. Remember, cross-referencing, you activate it. Okay, use the galactic higher self. Use the polarize through the plasmesium force. Use the traveling mechanism going through its dimension of its wormhole. Okay. So try to get visual. Really try to open up that mind. Really try to connect. And that's how you master yourself, with visualization. Okay? Because everything is a dream. Okay, but you're awake. You're awake. And you're not sleeping, you're awake. It's in the middle of the day and you're awake. But either you're nodding off or you're in space continuum. Okay? Now I'm Pisces. And Pisces they go through a lot of astrology, astronomy. They're always in space. Okay? They're connecting with everything through space continuum. And their mind and brain frequencies are open through its internet or child. So that's how they connect with its visualization of everything that they see. Okay? But I also took drawing too, so that helps because I'm showing you of what you can see through its graphing system of all communication ways through radio signals. So, like I said, if you can't draw it out, try to visualize it in the mind and the brain. Okay? And use point centers, sequence levels, and try to, okay, this is what's happening now. This is what's going to happen next. Okay? So it's a movie that's going in your mind and the brain. Okay? And that's how you use your transformation light to the third eye, because the third eye opens its movements. Okay? It's solar kinetic energy waving patterns that are lights. And those lights activate its visualization through its realization. of anything that you created through its vibration of light. Okay? And also dark. So I'm getting a little bit more depth now through visualization and how you can do these things a lot more easier. But use the open mind frequencies. Try to understand, through your activation, because everything is activation through a pyramid, and you use that. The Galactic Higher uses that to upgrade its systems. Okay, because it goes through these pyramids because it gives them and her radioactive systems through the meteorological systems of energetic systems, and everything through its psych systems and its psyop systems. So what I mean is it gives it full connection waves and full upgrading system. So you'll be able to fly faster. It's like putting gas in a car. You don't put gas in a car, it doesn't run. Same thing. So that's why we use the activation pyramids through its vibration of the harmonic systems to upgrade everything through the body and ego systems of the mind and the brain frequencies. So I hope everybody's connecting with that. But I'm just showing you what you can do as you think as an inner and outer child, and what you can create through a drawing of a visualization of an illustration. So like the Willy Wonka movie. Okay, really, that doesn't have any significance of the Willy Wonka movie. That's just a fiction of a science fiction, and everything through it's a dream, like Alice in Wonderland, where Alice follows the rabbit to the hole. She falls in the hole, and it creates a whole new vision, okay, of an outer and inner world. And she goes along the way, and she meets different creatures and stuff like that. But she becomes friends through relationship and partnerships. Now, the thing is too, that's an animation, okay? But also too, it's on TV, but it's fascinating what you can create through the mind. And that's what it is creating things through the mind, of visualization. Because everybody dreams when they're sleeping. So when you're sleeping, try to understand the dream so you can decipher the dream. So you can use that visual of its action and everything through its reaction, of its activation. And then use the transformation lights, the third eye, to activate it through movement and create a new vibration through the harmonic systems. And now you just created something out of its visualization of a picture or an object or a thing or a place. But your mind has to be opened. Okay, this is going way beyond meditation. Way beyond meditation. And that's why I do these diagrams for everybody, so you get a better understanding of what you can do through the inner and outer of a child, and how everything is created. Okay? Because everything through space continuum is an energy source through its connection of everything. Because it's on a continuous flow through its connection wires of its radio signals. Everything is created differently every single day. Right? But it's understanding communication through its visualization of realization, through telekinesis. And believe me, once you get into telekinesis and you move things, it's fascinating stuff. It really is. It really, really is. For an example, I was telling you about the hydraulic systems, how you can look at the circuitry systems of its ceiling and look at that light fixture and how it changes its coloration through communication of the harmonic systems. Well, now what's happening through my upgrading systems, I can look at that light formation. You turn the lights off, right? Now you turn the lights on, you use your perception, 5, maybe 2, 3 minutes, you look at it. And once you understand the relationship of the size and the mass and the electricity of its circuitry systems and how bright it is, because everything is calculation through modification, through line dividing. So when you're looking at it, okay, so now you have communication with it. So you turn the lights off and it's going to be extremely bright. It's going to change coloration. It's going to communicate with you, right? Now what's going to happen is it's going to sidewind and it's going to do multiple. So not only are you going to just see the one, you're going to see 2 or 3. So your connection waves are connecting to 3 electrical systems through its connection wires of its electricity systems. So everything through that light formation that you see, that it's a circle or a square or a triangle or rectangle, you've created a multiple of its DNA structure of a different kind. Either the same shape or a different shape. But now you have communication through relationship and partnership with multiple shapes. And that's how you can expand the mind and open up everything through its frequency levels. How you can communicate not just with one light fixture, but multiple fixtures. And each one is allocated in a different dimension through a higher frequency of the harmonic systems. Powerful stuff. And then you can change the colorations too, right? Through all multiple circles or squares or rectangles or triangles. Okay? And once you have connection with them, fully and completely with partnership, you can activate it and move it up, down, side, wind, whatever. Okay? That's what I mean by open frequency. Just letting go, let it flow, really focus. Focus is everything, okay? Everything's time consuming. Like, for example, if you look at a flower, is it going to grow any faster if you look at it? No, everything takes time, right? Because it's on its gravitation of its dimensional earth. But when you're in the dimension, everything happens in seconds. If you know the communication lines of its harmonic systems and its DNA structures of its light fixtures or anything through its mechanical systems, you can create relationship and partnership with everything through its light formation. And that's how powerful it is through the matrix systems. So, like being the scene where they teleporting the kid and he was pixelated to be able to teleport him. Willy Wonka movie, the first. Yeah, I know. I saw that. It's fictitious, but yeah, I understand what's going on there. Yeah. Yeah. So, and like I said, there's a lot of creation there with the writer or director, because everybody has an idea of what they want through what's going to happen with that scene. Okay, and that's what you mean by creation. You should be able to create a scene in seconds, right? Depending on how powerful the mind and the brain is. You want to do an exercise. Okay. I'll do an exercise and then I'll head out, because I got things I got to do, but I'll keep you informed now. I want you to look at this clearly. Okay? Look at that clearly. Focus on that. Right? Now, everybody's in space continuum, right? So that's an energy pod through its probing mechanism systems. Okay? It's high rising through so many divisional levels. Okay? Now I want you to keep your eyes on it. Don't take your eyes off it. Focus on that. Focus on everything that you see through that pixelization. Okay? Use your dimensional realm of its eyes. Focus on that. Let it sidewind. It's communicating with you, right? Before it comes into focus. Remember with the hand? Once you get the hand, you allocate it and you put it in another dimension. Now, I really want you to focus on that. Okay, keep focusing on that. Because focus is everything. Without focus, you can't create what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you in center of this right here. Because pictures are very real. Like I said, if I touch a picture, I can formulate it through its creation and go up into wherever it is. That's what I mean by how fascinating the matrix and the grid system through its energy system of the brain and the mind frequency systems can be. Okay? So really focus on that. Okay? 1, 2, 3. So I teleported you to another plantation. Where is everybody? What is everybody feeling right now? Your head should be rotating right now through another parallel. I use my communication waves through my voicing signals. That's how you do activation through pyramids. That's how you communicate with all harmonic systems. I feel dizzy and more cold. Okay, so you want a higher altitude of space continuum. So your sign wanting divisions. So basically what happened, reflection, see this picture here? You just teleported. Your body and ecosystem just disintegrated into a planet system. Yeah. Helena feels a cool sensation and cold hand. Anything cold is altitude of space continuum and it's oxygen. Okay. So it's sign wanting your division laws through your body and ecosystems. Okay. So basically, I just took your dimensions of its body and ecosystems to another parallel of another planet system. Anybody see anything else? Did anybody feel any exhilaration or any kind of wind factor of its systems? Also, a heart center like empty. I feel more spacey in my head, like more room, like hollow. Yeah. 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 I took your body and ecosystems. Okay. All right. I love this picture. It's a really good analyze system through its energetic systems. So I transferred your bodies into a plantation of another solar system. Okay. And that's how powerful you can be when you look at a picture and make a picture become real. Just by using your mastering of thoughts of communication of radio signals through my voicing grids. So, but it's amazing what you can do with the mind and the brain and how everything is worked, right? Because there's a lot of circuitry systems up there through the hydraulic systems, because everything's line connected through its shape systems. Okay, of its pixels. Eyes feel relaxed. Yeah. So you're upwinding your cycles right now through its atmospheres of its oxygen levels. Okay? But this is what you guys can work on too. Try just open the frequencies. That's what you want to do. So Elena feels like hollow. Okay? Because hollow is basically it's a separation of its body system. Okay, so it's called a disintegration system. And the disintegration system basically takes all those allocations of its pixels and transfers you to another platitude of its system, of another solar system, of its planet systems. Okay, so that's why you feel hollow. So, as I'm saying, once you understand the body and everything through its DNA structures, okay, then it gives you a better understanding of what's happening through your systems, through its behavioral systems, and everything through its connection of its space systems. So, but that was fun, you know? Yeah, so anything through the, this is interesting. Elena, she felt her heart center like empty. Okay, so that's connection energy wave being patted through the matrix and the grid systems. So that's what I mean by disintegration. That's why your heart felt like it was, hollow or empty. Okay, because you're going through a higher altitude of space continuum. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But try doing that. Try to draw a picture. If you can draw, great. If not, get somebody else to draw. You tell that person what you have in your mind through the brain frequencies. You get them to draw it out, and you do the same illustration through its diagram. But really focus. Try to open up your mind and the brain. So, and it'll take you where you want to go, right? It'll take you where you want to go, wherever you want to go. But you have to know the inner netter of a child. You have to know the inner netter of the higher self and the galactic higher self. You have to understand its force too, because everything has force in space continuum. You can high wind yourself to a huge vibrational level of its speed, of its velocity, of its acceleration. But you got to understand speed systems. We'll get into it later because it's understanding the Yada grids. Okay? The Yada grids are the most important thing through speed continuum because that is referenced to everything through its solar surface. Now, this is where the northern, western, eastern, and southern hemispheres come in. Okay? Because you could have a planet above, you can have a planet side winds, and you can have one low ground winds. Okay? So you have to understand, yes, you can go up, but you can also go down. Right? But you got to also know how to stop. You can't just fly around and then bump into a planet and say, hey, how's it going? It doesn't work that way. Right? That's what I mean by controlling your speed acceleration. So, yeah, I kind of feel lost. I'm guessing that's normal, but there's a lot of information to get through. Yeah, there's extremely a lot of information to get through reflection. I'm just showing you how powerful it is when you use the mind and the brain frequencies and how you do use your controlling mechanisms, how you can use a visualization of a picture and platitude everybody to another dimension through its disintegration, to its plantation. I know exactly what I'm doing. Okay. So, like I said, I've mastered everything through its electronic interference and everything through its DNA structures of its body and DNA structures of its human vessel. Right? But you guys can try that. But just all I want you to do is just focus on the picture. Okay? Can you actually see it coming alive? Do you actually see it moving? You know, is it moving? Is it trying to communicate with you? Do you see the electronic interference? Do you feel the energy? Try to get connected with its energy with your hands, you know? So there's a lot going on. Yeah, but you'll feel lost. But like I said, just keep watching my videos and you get a better understanding. Because Reflection, you've been here for a while now. And you're great with these questions. You just have to master the questions. But remember, too, I learn a lot, too, from you guys, as you learn a lot from me. That's what it's all about. It's all coming together and bringing everything through its energy source. I also like to have fun with it, too. And I'm just showing you what things you can do through space continuum. Want you to understand how to master everything through its body systems. So it's powerful stuff. But anyway, I'm going to get going. But, oh, great. Thank you, Elena. Thanks for stopping by. Feel free to subscribe, like, and share. Try to tell everybody else what's going on through my YouTube channel as I show you what's going on. I like to have fun on my channel too. You know, it's not just a video where I give you information out and you decide what to do with it. I put you on different, you know, locations of spacecrafts, dimensions, wormholes, star systems, star connection energy systematical systems, anything through its communication of nature's core, ground formations, electronic interference, anything like that, you know? So that's why it's a lot of fun to be on my channel. But please feel free to ask, you know, whoever you're connected with, bring them along, get them absorbed to my channel, because they can learn a lot too. Everybody can learn a lot from my YouTube channel. And that's what I'm trying to do, is to show you what can happen when you have this tremendous power and how I live as a dimensional, full, complete system of its matrix and its grid systems through the energy of its circuitry systems. So, but that's great though. I'm glad you guys are catching on, and feel free to, you know, ask questions and I'll try to answer in the best way I know how. As long as you're being specific, you know, that's what I have to, because my computer system through the analytical systems of the computer systems can only answer things through specific questions. And that's what I mean by having intelligence and knowledge. It's everything through its acceptance. Because my mind is a brainwaving system of its computer systems. So anyway, I guess I'll talk to you guys later. And hope everybody has a great day. This is Andrew Weston, resident of all solar systems plans from the galactic system of the energy core, communicating all levels of electronic interference. Calling out. Adios.